Hey everyone, today I'm covering Anbernic's RG35XX. The RG35XX has been out since the tail end of 2022, so I'm a little late to the party here, though this was actually due to having a bit of an unlucky streak in terms of build quality with what I received. The long story short is it's a good reminder that the cheapest option on the likes of AliExpress might not always be the best, and sometimes it's just worth picking up a handheld from a retailer whose customer service is a known entity to you. Anyway, the RG35XX is available in three colours: a Gameboy DMG grey, transparent white or transparent purple. It comes with a 3.5-inch IPS screen at a 640 by 480 resolution, which works out as a 4:3 aspect ratio. The CPU is a quad-core ARM Cortex-A9, which will support up to the vast majority of the original PlayStation's catalogue, without any upscaling, of course. It's got a 2100 mAh battery, quoted to last up to 5 hours, with a micro HDMI output and a pretty impressive mono speaker. So straight out of the box, you'll see my unit has a little sticky recess on the bottom left of the screen where the OCA laminated screen wasn't very well laminated, but there we go. Those of you who have the RG35XX, please do let me know if you've come across anything like this with your units. That annoyance aside though, it is a remarkable panel, and I really like the transparent finish to the shell. The RG35XX sports two microSD cards, so you can keep your ROMs separate to the OS. Has a 3.5mm headphone jack, a dedicated menu button as well as volume buttons on the side, with a power and reset button on the other side. All in all, it's a decent layout and is a just about comfortably pocketable handheld. In terms of controls, the RG35XX does have a lot going for it. As a vertical handheld, it works best when gripping in a way that focuses on the D-pad and face buttons, as they're certainly what the focus has been spent on. The face buttons are really well placed for your right thumb and feel quite chunky and responsive. They have a nice motion to each press and feel quite responsive because of it. The D-pad is particularly nice. It's got a really good firm travel arc to it, and it feels like it rolls with you when you hit multi-directional movements, which really helps reduce the hand cramp for me when playing arcades or fighters. I really like the subtle text under each button. The retro font and blue pops with the purple case. I think it looks great. The only real weakness to the controls, in my opinion, are the shoulder buttons. They're a tad too high in terms of position and don't really have any differentiation between them, which is a bit of an awkward combination. By this I mean that due to them being positioned quite high, I find my default hand grip being around the lower half of the handheld, meaning I raise my fingers to hit a shoulder button. But as there's no real tactile difference between them, it's hard to know which shoulder button you're actually pressing quickly before you've built up some muscle memory with it. They're functional, and it's not like they're the most pressed of the buttons, of course, but it just would have been nice to have seen as much care and attention placed on the shoulder buttons as the front-facing ones. So one of the biggest questions on my mind when I received the RG35XX was how it stack up against the Miyoo Mini. So I thought I'd literally stack them up against one another. As you can tell, the designs are incredibly similar, with the RG35XX looking like the Miyoo's Mini's bigger brother. The button sizes aren't too far off. You can really tell the difference in the screen size and the horizontal width of the handhelds though. I can get both in my pocket, so they both cover the pocketable travel companion side of things to me. But I can very comfortably play the Miyoo Mini one-handed, so it's very much a couch companion for me, as almost the perfect Pokemon hack player. The RG35XX allows for a better grip with a lesser hand cramps over longer play periods for my hands, so for me it just comes down to what kind of games I feel like playing at the time. The stock firmware has seen updates since its launch at the end of last year, but Blacksurf's GarlicOS is really worth putting on there, as it adds better, more consistent emulation and some really neat quality of life improvements, like a really decent sleep functionality and an instant jump back into games, which is super convenient for this type of handheld. It really doesn't take long to set up either, so I've included a link to another YouTuber named the Techie Housewife. It's how-to guide in my description, where she goes through the whole process in less than 10 minutes. But I'll cut some gameplay now and summarise up at the end. So all in all, Anbernic RG35XX is a good portable handheld which is worth considering if you're prepared to throw GarlicOS on it to get the best that you can from the handheld. I might have been a little late to the party of picking one up, but for me it was certainly worth the wait. That's all for now. Thanks so much for watching.